All right, let's have a quick look at lesson 105 as we continue with chapter 7 in your prescribed textbook, where we are looking at delivering the customer experience. So in the previous lesson, we spoke about usability, how usability of websites, usability of applications, and even software can contribute to customer experience. Now we are going to continue with the requirements, and we are going to be looking at web accessibility requirements. So as you know, websites, there are some brands who are still struggling to today. When you access a website using a desktop or a laptop, the layout can be completely different to the same way you would use when you are accessing a website using a smartphone. Have you come across that? Like you'd have a tablet version, you'd have a mobile version, and then you'd have a desktop version. So it's all about allowing users of a website to interact with it, regardless of disability they may have. Many countries have specific accessibility legislation subject to websites. I think we spoke about this when we were doing the PESTEL analysis. And under legal factors, accessibility legislation is intended to protect users of websites with disability, including visual disability. So we've got what I would call personalization requirements. Remember, we also have personalization on the 5 I's. What is it called under the 5 I's? Personalization.
Individualization.
Correct. So you see, sometimes as I always tell level, these words can just be there to confuse you, and they just mean one thing. You are hearing purchaser persona, buyer persona, customer persona, and you are like, what is this? You are hearing individualization, you are hearing customization, you are hearing personalization, and you end up being confused. So the saving of customized content, product or promotional offer recommendations to website visitors or app users based on their characteristics. So the aim of personalization, why your website must have personalization functions, is to deliver more relevant experiences that improve conversion and engagement. Nowadays websites are equipped with advanced tools where they can even identify you from a location point of view. They can be able to see that you are based in Johannesburg. They can be able to tell that you're a student, and all of a sudden that website delivers content which is personalized to you, so that at the end of the day, you can get a product and engage with that site. For transactional websites, so there are so many opportunities for personalization, such as context, behavior, history, or personal characteristics. So many brands always personalize content based on history, like what is it that you bought before, or what was the previous engagement that you had with the brand. Then they can always pick up some patterns and trends and see how best they can engage with you based on your personal characteristics. There are different levels of personalization, but before I discuss the levels of personalization, I need to have a discussion with you guys. As individuals, can you please tell me if you were to go to a Woolies website How would they personalize it according to your characteristics or your needs?
Personalize it how? In terms of the ads that you see or the type of
Products, types of products, the pricing. So must they treat you as a business mogul? Like all of a sudden you are seeing very expensive stuff, or even the content, even the products that are being sold there. Or you don't feel like, you just has to be treated as like any other individual. You don't want content, you do not want products, you do not want prices to be personalized according to your characteristics. I
for me,
see.
no.
Okay, nope. Let's hear Kia, then thank you. So,
So me, I have a very short attention span. So when I click on a website, I want everything to be there. I want to be able to see like the product, the about, uh, the even the pricing. I want to see it like I want to see everything there. I don't wanna have to like click on many pages so that I can find what I want.
okay, straightforward. Thank you. So,
I will want to see about the company, information of products, at least experience of how to use a product. Like yeah, as I said, information about the product, special sales like discounts, uh, and reviews,
discounts.
reviews,
Okay,
reviews.
all right.
Yes, sir.
Discounts. Always on cheaper things. Level.
Yeah. Say, are you able to shop for like groceries at Woolworths online?
I'm not sure. I've never used it. I don't know people who use Dash. How do they shop?
Oh, I think now there's like probably there's a different. I think there's Dash for food and then there's Woolworths online.
So that one will be for clothes or everything.
Yeah, clothes, beauty, home, and all that. Which is very confusing because it's not specifying that like you need to go to
Mm.
straight up. So I
Yeah, at
think
least if there was home, like if they were clearly categorized that
uh
this is for groceries, this is for clothing, this is for home,
yeah.
like the furniture and okay. So when it comes to pricing, do you want to be individualized and personalized as students or just as adults?
Thing is
Student.
It
Students.
depends
depends with what.
on where exactly. For example, if it's Pick and Pay, then I think yes. But then I don't think too many students are into like Woolies and stuff like that. So I don't think it would matter too much there. And then let's say
I
if
am
it's
into Woolies.
hmm?
I am into Woolies. Me, I like Woolies products.
Hence I didn't say none at all. I said too many. Like I don't hear that too much in conversations. And then the last thing is like if it's like let's say cotton, not even cotton on factory and Zara. The factory treated me like a student and it showed that it understands because it's a more youth centered brand, then yes. But if it's Zara, then I don't know, it wouldn't make sense to me. Maybe I'm thinking of it too much like a marketer.
Factory is for youth, but it's so expensive.
That's what I'm saying. So if they were just to be like, yo, we understand you're a
But
student,
do
come
they
through.
offer credit facilities like buying in installments or lay-by?
Labor, yes. They also allow some points thingy. Like on your birthday, you get 100 rand off. It's whack, but it is what it is.
And then all of a sudden, Karab wants to have 3 birthdays per year.
Oh no, I didn't even use that 100 rand voucher.
Okay. But realize that maybe you haven't visibly seen it. Brands do personalize, be it the products that they offer, even from a pricing point of view, and also, sites from a navigation point of view. So sometimes you can have a beta version of a site or a light version of a site. Then you can have a normal version of a site. You'd have Facebook Lite or you'd have Uber Lite. I think Uber Lite failed. I haven't seen it for a while. You'd have Twitter Lite. ShopRite does these things for Abococo, where they put cooking oil, milling meal, and some products as a bangle for 100 rands. I don't know if you've seen it, that guys.
It hampers.
Yeah, so it's personalized for senior citizens. So personalization does happen at many stages. It's just that sometimes, we do not clearly look at it and say this is personalization. So are there any products or any form of communication that have come across and you feel like it has been personalized to you? Or maybe must have hampers for the youths?
So
Mhm.
before I wanted to say that you see, even like when it comes to websites,
Yes.
let's say like shopping, obviously online websites, e-commerce, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Like I think like also the color matters because like you would go to a website and like the color would be dull and you would see that probably you're not the target audience or something like that.
Yes.
And then like if like obviously a website has like more colors that are actually talking to like me, as
Mhm.
like I would be able to engage with it more.
That's very true. Even the layout of the page cannot be the same, even if it's same company. For example, I don't think if you and I are on different devices at the same time, we go to take a lot. I think the pages and how the products are arranged there won't be the same, will they?
Nah.
But it's the same website for take a lot. So
Yeah.
do you think it has got anything to do with personalization?
Yeah, for sure.
All of a sudden they are throwing Nike products and all these products at you and they are throwing something else at me.
Yeah.
I think also say it's algorithm, what you search
Mm-hmm.
for the most.
Mm. But let's say
So
we are all
different
first-time
people will
visitors.
have a different algorithm, just like TikTok, just like Instagram on your explore page.
And those algorithms, they also work on personalization. That's why our social media feed will never be the same. As I said on the previous lesson, that you can also look at someone's history, you know, what is it that you looked at before? And that will determine the layout, the current layout of our feed. So different levels of personalization, optimization using A/B testing, which is done in growth hacking, optimizing to identify which page elements and variation are important to increasing conversion. So you need to be well aware that not all pages of a website perform the same. Segmentation using rule-based targeting. So this will be personalization to save different content, and also machine learning or predictive analytics to save most relevant messages. So that's it, guys. Are there any questions? on less than 105?
I just because I tried this whole personalization thing right now. So I just saw something weird. For example, for some reason the computer that I'm using went to Bing. It uses Microsoft Bing. I don't know why it switched itself. So when I search Zara, it gives me Zara ladies in US. But when I search Google on Google, it gives me Zara in SA. So it's like,
Okay,
is that personalization? Because it's like,
it
if that's the
is,
case,
but
it seems like the bare minimum. So why can't Bing do the same?
mm,
Mm.
it is. The problem is that with these predictive analytics, and machine learning, sometimes they get it wrong. I've seen that several times. All of a sudden they've got a sort of a framework that we are going to use this framework to get these results. But what happens that if when that framework does not apply to me, when we're doing segment analysis and segmentation, and I ask you guys to look at generations, the millennials, Generation X, Generation Y. So you go out there, you find literature from behavioral psychologists and stuff like that. And they'll tell you that someone who is 22 or someone who is 23 has to behave this way. So that's the framework that is out there. But I can be 22 and that framework not applying to me. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Yeah, another insight from Karab question. So there's a study that says that the more people, like the country that uses Bing the most is the US.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's why it says Zara US.
Yeah, Bailey, I've never heard someone saying that they use Bing search engine. But remember, most computers come with Bing because I think it's
a
Like,
it's
Microsoft.
under Microsoft, under which browser is this? Microsoft Edge. So Bing is recommended as a browser for most Microsoft operated computers.
So it's like, why not have that just in case, It's a bit
And
of
in
a
most cases, we also need to know who is a regular user on that device that you are using. Is it a lady? So maybe that's why you got lady stuff.
what are you saying, sir?
Is it your sister's laptop? Because that also says something, honestly, guys. All of a
Now, all my
sudden,
personalized stuff are both my YouTube.
all of a sudden, Karabo can't say whose laptop is that.
Oh, it's my
Anyway,
cousins. It's my cousins. The one that I live with. A he. If
yeah, but you never know. Maybe his girlfriend is always looking for girl stuff. What
he
I'm
doesn't
saying is
have one.
that, algorithms will hunt for these things. So I wouldn't know.
or maybe say that target audience is women.
Yeah, it's also possible. Or Karabo is woman.
But
That's how the system picks him up. Remember, remember South African names like Karabo, Lebo, they are unisex, right? According to my understanding.
It is.
So who knows? Especially if it's shortcut. At least if we know that it's Lebo Hang or but if it's Lebo, we don't know. Lebo, how can you pronounce your full name? Is it only Lebo or Lebo Hang or
It's
Lebo something?
it's Lebugang, Lebugang
Lebo Hang with a G or with a H?
with the G.
What's the difference? So the one with an H is from Lesotho.
Yeah, it's Sotho. Lebugang is Sotho, and then Lebugang it's baby or one.
Botswana.
Yeah.
Okay, even Tebo have seen Tebo with G and Tebo with H.
Yeah. Even home, we say there's home with KH and home with KG.
Oh, I just know Mr. Carl from Skimsack. Okay. You said homo with what? Komo and KGOMO.
KH.
Oh, KH, I've never seen that.
In KG. And hot,
No KG.
there's hot with KG and KH.
Let's end there, level. All of a sudden, are going to be telling us about the cake in Sipedi. But you are the one who brought this topic, and I'll never forget it.
It doesn't change.
Yes, I love learning these languages. I just don't find anyone to teach me. So I already know many languages. Anyway, guys, is there anything that you'd like to discuss before we end the session?
Not really.
Thank you, so. KB.
Thank you, sir, is not here, sir.
I can see thank you, so.
Hey.
You just put a thumbs up.
I can't see him on my device.
Maybe he's a ghost.
Algorithm.
The team's algorithms are not picking him up. All right, guys, remember tomorrow is that class that everyone seems to hate because there's always poor attendance and people coming very late. So please, let's make it on time tomorrow morning.
Is it still 8:15 online, sir?
No, online it starts at 8:30.
Okay.
But I'll send you a link on the WhatsApp group. In the WhatsApp group, I'll send you a link because these links are different. There's a link for Tuesdays. There's a link for Thursdays. For example, the link that I've sent you today, you can use it next week on Thursday, but you can't use it on Tuesday. So you can use it on Thursdays. It's going to work.
Okay.
The one that I sent you on Tuesday, you can use it on all Tuesdays. It's going to work. So
yeah, sir, sending links actually helps, eh? It really helps to remind us about class.
All right.
Yes, please
Okay,
also
I'll do
email
so.
us, but
You said something, Karabo?
just don't forget the email, please.
I'll try.